shiny, shiny, plastic, black mirror fascist, obsessed capitalist. Are you feeling guilty Catholic? Pretty, picturesque Facebook status, happy family and happy marriage, like the magazine pages, superimposed with Photoshop and happy faces, where cancer doesn't exist, and your daddy lives for ages, and the black babies with the swollen bellies are only moments on your telly until you switch it off and put your makeup on. So walk your dog vegan and put your makeup on, posing perfectly pouting and put your makeup on. Hypocrite, selfie, snowflake nation, not making a difference, not voting, not independence, cause it's irrelevant to how your hair grows. You're pretty, and it's a pity that you're prepared to perpetuate your particulars on Instagram and prefer not to educate and overcomplicate an avocado. Like you know the answers to the problems of this world. Meditation and mindful. How about realistically having kids to feed on minimum wage and suicidal without letting your wife know? Cause I don't kill myself for fashion, not a psycho for the sake of it. Hate the name of it and really ashamed of it. I hate your glossy, double tongue, so in circle, talky, trashy magazine. Like Sebastian's dreams, your friends are just old plastic, and it's lonely out there. I don't care about your implants or artificial intelligence, agony ants, chitty chat irrelevance, designer shirt and pants. So keep on spending, goodbye pretty people, it's such an ugly ending. Keep pretending, keep on telling yourself that you're so important, like everyone else. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty. Fight for your rights, but you die to lose.
Goodbye, pretty people, I'll miss you. All your little giggling and self-serving circles, self-absorbed, oh shallow surface, all that fucking money and totally worthless, in entirety distractive. A life without purpose, your embodiment is everything wrong. Emboldened by a Harvey Nicks arrogance, echo chamber, industrial multiplier. Factory line features and adjusted plastic artifice, cosmetically cybernetic immortality activist agents. Away with your moisturizing skin armor nonsense, swigging beard lotion against a Georgian backdrop. One sleeves tops are a symptom of civilization in decline. Beggars rocking £100 traders with metallic shell toes. Designer baby accessories with perfect lips and a pre-birth sense of what looks fucking fabulous. It's ridiculous, marvelous, purebred, beautiful offspring of the embassy. Laughing at the wannabes that think that greed is power. The hours tick by and all you want is everything endless. You are now living in the culture with the locust consumer. Target population, proof of fashion, housing, online grooming saloons. Pretty predator class, deadly privilege picking flesh from the populace fast. The terrorist victim look is this year's heroin chic. Superior models are snapped in pop-up bomb size. Pop-up prescription antidepressants, propping up debris arranged in artistical splatter patterns. Little ray of ignorant exception at the tipping point. You're dragged to the ground by the team's natural selection. We defecate upon your form, thrown upon your back and bleeding in round the scissor man. Snicker, snack. Your entrified empathy, ultimately empty. Dead heart, pretty face, piss upon your memory.
Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people, pretty people. Pretty people, pretty people, pretty people.
Just playing. I want to welcome everybody to I guess this is an impromptu live. I have something planned for you guys on Sunday. It's kind of a surprise. I had a little bit of trouble, organizing, getting it scheduled. But I'll be announcing it soon. Should be pretty cool. Today is just a whatever day. So Teresa wants to know the name of the group that does that song. They're called The Eaters. Yeah, those guys are dope. They actually created the instrumental or the beat for my other timer for my lives. I really like those guys. I try to promote them as much as I can. They actually put their music out there copyright free. Like these guys are legit. What's up, TTM fangirl? Grateful for the live. Yeah. The reason I didn't go live the last few days because I was editing. Man, editing is a pain in the butt. Like I took all the frames from the motion video, the bridge guy motion uh, walk or whatever you want to call it, the bridge walk. Took it frame by frame, pulled it into Adobe Illustrator, cut out the background, threw a green screen behind it, and then took all 47 frames and plopped them into Pinnacle Video. This shit took me forever. And it was only supposed to be like the ending part, but I also wanted to share it with others because it's kind of like it kind of looks like the bridge guy's walking at you, kind of give you an idea of what the girls were kind of going through. And it just gives you the chills, and it kind of reminds you of why we do this. You know, this grown man stalking two young girls. You know, these were somebody's daughters. These were people barely learning about, you know, becoming an adult. At that age, you start to test the waters, you know. You start to learn about sexuality, you start to talk about boys, maybe you start messing around with a beer or a joint, or, you know, maybe start sneaking around your parents. You know, a lot of stuff's going on at that age, right there around, you know, just when puberty has kind of taken its full swing on your life. You know, you got to take some chances. And while these girls were taking chances, just basic life chances, you know. And when I say chances, I'm talking about chances for a 14-year-old. You know, something that would be considered a chance for a young person. You know, maybe saying hi to a boy, or, you know, finally talking to the girl that is always nice to you, but you have a crush on. You know, boom, you talk to her. Like, that's huge. You know, you'll go tell your parents, you'll tell your best friend, you'll tell everybody. I finally talked to that girl. You know, so things are major at that age. They're major. They're important. That's, to me, that's when life was its most magical. That's when I was starting to separate from my parents, and I was starting to get into that freedom and starting to realize, hey, you know, like I'm becoming a grown person. I'm becoming an adult. And then you have these predators. They're stalking online. They're creating profiles. They're doing all this weird stuff out of their own out of their own self-esteem issues. I mean, you heard what Keegan Kline said. He said, you know, I was lonely. All right, let's check out. So I'm just here to hang out with the chat today. Diane, welcome. Lakeside, what's up? Justin Piper. No, I've checked today. No information, nothing on social media from the gentleman. So I almost wonder if there's maybe a 72-hour psych hold. You know, I'm not sure. Or they just told him to stop being silly online. Stop driving these wannabe sleuths online crazy. Surprise, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, let me kill that poll. That was just me deciding if I was going to go on early. Yeah, my wife needed some help on this project. It came out pretty badass. But I knew it would. I was just the holder, Can you hold this? Can you do this? All right. So the poll is legit. 59% wanted me to go early, so I did. So what do you guys want to talk about? If you want to call in, send me an email. Even if you want to call, complain, even if you just want to bring up a topic. Thanks, Melissa. Alrighty, let's see. JP reminds me of one of those strange serial killer interviews. You never know. You just never know. But when you say the things that this person has said, I'm going to do everything in my ability to make sure that that person is vetted. I mean, what else are we doing here? Doesn't mean you have to create a campaign or a lynch mob against the guy. But I mean, come on. I have a YouTube channel that talks about Delphi, that deals with the Delphi murders. I've been looking at the case for almost 5 years. Some guy comes along and says, yes, I was at the trails and I seen 2 girls that day and I was there at 3:00. I mean, what are you guys here for? Like, yes, this person might be looking for attention. Well, he's going to get his attention. Boom, he got what he wanted. We're going to get him vetted. Let's see what Juan's talking about. Sleuth, why do you think Libby stopped recording after BG said down the hill? I don't know. I don't know that she did. There's always these words. Like if it falls out of her hand, is it really her filming? Or is it just the phone on? So when they said Libby was only filming for a certain amount of time, what does that mean? Does that mean she dropped the phone and it was still filming and recording? And she was only filming for a certain amount of time? Like, that's the thing. Like, you got to remember, there's this really thin gray line that law enforcement likes to ride. Whether it's to get you arrested or to hide information, they'll ride that line. Thank you, Teresa. What? I have a simulator on my my laptop for Nintendo. I like to play Mario Brothers 3 and Tecmo Bowl. Those are the games I play. Or Battletoads. I'll bounce on those ones. But man, I miss Nintendo. They just don't make games like that anymore. Everything got too focused on the graphics. It's like, yeah, it looks great, but I can't really make the dude move the way I want him to. Not that you could on Mario Brothers, but I mean, I would rather have movement than graphics. Kind of like what they're doing with this new ESPN boxing that's coming out. That should be amazing. GHub99 says, would like to see a group live with you, Unroyal, Fig, Mutant, since the last drop of news or lack thereof. No, you're not going to see me and Unroyal on anything. This dude, he doesn't like me for some reason. Yeah, he's all upset, bent out of shape. But Fig, that dude's extremely professional. You can tell he's going to do good things. I hope he doesn't leave YouTube. And honestly, not none of us really join it, to stay. We just want to kind of get our point across. But then you start getting the hang of it and you start seeing the communication. The downfall is the trolls and the fake friends and the snaky people that kind of come. They just kind of come out of the shadows. It's really weird. Like, let's just put it this way. I'm not so mad at Gray Hughes anymore. This is okay. Like, I'm not mad at him at all, you know? So when he's upset with people, now I know why. It's because they've worn his patience completely thin. He has zero patience. So I'm getting that. So Gray, if you're listening, I get you, bro. What's up, Margaret? How are you? Oh man, that's old school, Ann. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Damn right. What's up, Buddha? JP Pauly? I don't think that's a full it's a full question. How he got away. Who got away? No, but I did enjoy his little jailhouse interview. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Don't worry about Greeno. He's a big boy. He'll be fine. TTM fangirl, have you spoken with the girl from Dead Academy? Yes, I have. I've spoken with her a lot, actually. She will most likely be joining me on Sunday. Thinking around 7 p.m. Pacific time, if possible. She just has a lot going on that day. So do I. We might have Kate from Crime Dive join us. We'll see if they're available. But yeah, she's going to come on, kind of talk about her podcast, which is amazing. I'm so glad I found it. Crime Dive actually sent it to me. Said, "Hey, you got to check out this interview." Checked it out, and sure enough, there was confirmation that the polygraph was real and everything was being verified, 100%. So it was pretty cool. Can't wait to talk with her. She's really nice. Yeah, we'll learn a lot about her hopefully on Sunday. Juan Rodriguez, I do. I think it's possible either the bridge was their first encounter, and you got to take law enforcement's word for it, but you just don't understand because they manipulate the language so well. So it's almost like once you hear the truth, you can be like, okay, now I see why you guys said that. But to the untrained eye or the uninitiated, it's basically a lie. It's a salesman trick. But it's very possible as soon as if Bridge Guy, if this was planned, which I think it was, could have been somebody who had access to Libby's social media accounts, was actually watching kind of from a distance her interactions with Anthony Schatz. Maybe they became offended by it. Maybe it broke their heart. And we're like, oh my God, I can't believe you just did this. So now I got to create a fake Anthony Shots account and seek my revenge on you, seek out my justice. You never know what's going on through the mind. Ives reported early on that when he saw the signatures, in his mind, he thought it possibly could be somebody who was suffering from some mental issues, at the time or permanently. So what does that mean? To me, I immediately thought feces, like something, there was feces thrown about, or I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what that means. Something strange like that. So if anybody wants to call in, message me at sleuthintuition@gmail.com. We'll have a quick little back and forth. And then I'll send you the link. So you don't have to be shy. When you call in, nobody can track you. Like, nobody sees you. You can put in your own name. You don't have to go on camera or anything. You can just come on and put up whatever photo you want, put up whatever name you want. Oh, Diane. Mario Kart. The new Mario Kart on the Switch is pretty fun too. But yeah, nothing beats the old school Mario Kart on 64. Man, we could play that for hours. BK Burgess. Sleuth. What's your thoughts on Derek German and the girls being murdered because of revenge? Also, do you think Derek is being protected by law enforcement? Thank you, man. I don't know. I just don't see any evidence to that. You hear a lot of information out there, about this big bust that took place and how Derek German was involved and all this. And that's got to be the reason why. Well, you're looking at Derek German. Like, yeah, he might be involved in all of that, but how does that tie into the murder? Is there a plot? Did somebody witness a plot? Did somebody hear about a plot? Was somebody plotting? Did somebody threaten Derek German at some point? Did he say, hey, if you don't do such and such, I'm going to do this and that? Like, I don't see any evidence of that. Is it possible? Hell yeah. I mean, we just don't know. We don't know. So when we see strange things like JP pop up, and they're talking about being there and doing this and doing that, if it's in your power to get law enforcement's attention, do it. Get them vetted. But yeah, definitely could be possible. I mean, that's a huge reason, to do something horrendous like that. Revenge, a lot of times these types of crimes are committed for revenge. So I can see, what would motivate a killer. I could see that being it, but I really don't know. I mean, maybe that's something we could cover. Maybe somebody should do a video on that if I find time. I mean, I'll look into it, but maybe somebody can look into that huge drug bust and kind of document all the news that was out on it, or maybe affidavits, stuff like that. It's very possible. Let's see. Teresa asked, Carter was asked if he knows who BG is. Carter said, I wouldn't go that far. I took that as Carter knows exactly who BG is, but he doesn't know him. Well, to me, that's just your positive attitude, Teresa. That's the natural instinct of a positive person. He knows who he is. He's just getting it done. That's my initial reaction. But after some time passes, um, I'm starting to feel like law enforcement has nothing. They have a whole table filled with these clues, but none of these clues are connecting, and they're just not sure why. So when they talk about a vehicle at the CPS building, that's a clue that they have from that day. They don't know how it's connected, but they can't explain it. They don't know what's going on with it, and until they can figure it out, boom. Who was parked there? Who was the driver? You all know the story. Boom, you got that. Then you have the Anthony Shots information. Okay. They know that Keegan was reaching out to Libby. So if he's reaching out to Libby, that doesn't mean that he killed her. That could also explain why he left the state, or tried to act like he left the state. Because if you're catfishing somebody and that person ends up murdered the same day or the day after you were catfishing them, the law enforcement's going to come knocking down your door. So you can try to get away, or you can try to do this or try to do that. And maybe you have done something really bad, and this investigation will lead to that bad thing that you did, cause a life sentence for you, but still leaves you unrelated to this crime. So they just don't know. They know that there was a communication, but they can't tie it. You know what I mean? And that kind of just shows you how disgusting this world is. If it's possible that these girls were being catfished and then murdered by somebody completely unrelated to the person who was catfishing them, that's horrible. Like, think about the amount of crime that is just swarming around the community. It's almost hovering in the air. Oh, you want to get a cell phone for your 14th birthday? Here you go. I'm going to bed now. Don't stay up too late now. 4 a.m, they're still chatting with some catfish person. So that's what I'm saying. You can have a cyber stalker who is watching an interaction between a teen and a catfisher, or a catfish, so to speak. I don't know what the right terminology is. So, Sleuth, my question is, have you heard anything about JP taking a polygraph and what that outcome might be? From my understanding, it was scheduled Monday around 6 o'clock. He hasn't been seen on social media or from locals. So that either means that he was told to shut up and stop acting like he's the bridge guy and talking about the case to gain attention, or he was put into a 72-hour psych hold, or he's chosen to go dark, or I don't know. They're just some of the things I thought. But I have a feeling they just told him, hey, like, look, you passed your polygraph. You can't go around publicly talking the way you are and saying you were at the bridge and all of this. The time of the murders, you just can't go around doing that. So hopefully they just kind of straightened him out, vetted him. But honestly, this dude's disappeared. But yeah, people closest to him say he's extremely smart. That's why I didn't want to challenge him. I knew the game he was playing. I was playing the same game right back. But you guys, well, not you guys, but a lot of people out there were fooled by him. And the people that are closest to him reached out to me and warned me about that. Like, you guys are being fooled. I said, I'm not being fooled. Like, that's what he does. BG or not. Like, something has to be done. Yep, Callista Shots. That's the mother of Lance Shots, Keegan's best friend, who is most likely the Shots part of the Tony Shots, in my opinion. And JP's dad dated her apparently when he was only like 14. But who knows? Digital says, I think BG walked into the video Libby was making of Abby finishing crossing the bridge for the first time. Yeah, that might have been their very first encounter. But for some reason, I think that if they were dropped off right there, right across from the Mears, that Mears property in their home, right at that gate that's like all smashed in, that red gate. You know, there's that field. There's a field, and then there's a space of just like woods right there between the trail and the cemetery. For some reason, I can just picture somebody creeping along through there. If they knew the girls were going to show up there and somehow they coerced them, I could see them waiting right there. Like, okay. And then just watching them. So the girls may have been looking for some young, handsome guy, you know, like, where's this guy, you know? Whatever ruse was used, you know, maybe he was leaving out of town. If you want to see me, today's the last day, you know, things like that. When you're a teenager, like you do stuff like that. Like you're romantic and you have big dreams and you're hopeful and, you know, your thoughts and fantasies haven't been crushed. So you're still romantic, you know, you're hopeful and you believe that there's this handsome person waiting for you. This guy has been great to me, you know, I can't wait to meet this person. But while you're looking around for a young, handsome, interesting person, there's this creepy guy over here on the side in the woods that's watching you. And he's, you know, most likely holding a phone or doing something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was smart enough to leave the phone in the car, but somehow he was tracking them, you know? I assume maybe a burner phone and he's watching them, you know? That's how I see it in my mind. I see them looking for somebody else and they can't figure out how this creepy guy is just constantly able to track them and know where they are, even after they take evasive maneuvers. Meth heads didn't pull this job off. See, I just don't know. You know, if you don't come from like a meth city or have friends that have been hooked on that shit or been able to see it firsthand, like that shit's crazy. Like even smart people get hooked on that shit. It even makes stupid people smart because they lose all their fear and they're hallucinating basically. I don't know. It's really strange. Just the Fact says, can't recall because it has never happened. Father loses his daughter to murder. He is going to have all kinds of emotions and can't see a father remaining silent. In regards to Derek, yeah. Yeah. It almost seems like guilt. Could be some type of guilt, but it could be his own personal guilt. I mean, to go from personal guilt to some type of conspiracy that involves multi-million dollar drug bust or revenge plot. It's like, how do you go from the murder to that? Like, I understand that it would take something like that in your mind, you know, to try to justify somebody committing a crime like this. But to be honest, we just don't know. There's nothing that says that. Anna Lisette says, someone in another chat today said people around Delphi are so irritated that police basically arrest relatives. She said it's like Mayberry on drugs. Wow. Well, you just got to remember when you talk shit about Delphi, you got to remember the two victims are from Delphi. So just be careful. Yep. We'll see you later. Honali, what up? What's up? Tax cut? I need a tax cut. The blended photo. The one that apparently caused all this drama today. Some people are salty. You know what, Brady? They may not have shit. Like, they have shit, but the shit is different colors. There's like, what the hell? It doesn't make no sense. It's like some of it might be related. And this Anthony Shot seems to be their best bet. And you never know. I'm not going to go as far as saying Tony Klein had anything to do with it. The guy's innocent. I don't even know if he has a criminal record. I just keep hearing all these people talking about Tony, like, and then they'll criticize me about talking about JP. It's like JP injected himself into this, and Tony Klein probably wants nothing to do with this crime. It's not his fault his son is a fucking sicko. Maybe it is. We don't know. The dude's innocent. He's a victim too. But yeah, people criticize me. I'm such a bad guy. JP's vulnerable. You're taking advantage of him. But fuck Tony Klein. So strange. Hypocrisy is a very disgusting disease. Ooh, here we go. Humanimal. I put $1 on a psych hold. That's what I'm thinking. 72 hours. That's like right now. That's like right now he'll be getting released. Unless they, depending on when they initiated it. I don't know. It might be good for him if that's the truth. Get him evaluated. Get him diagnosed by a professional. Why don't you fucking YouTubers fucking diagnosing people with schizophrenia over the Twitter feed? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? What are you going to do? Prescribe him medication next with your little notepad for the pharmacy? Oh, man. It's one thing to sleuth from the computer, okay? It's one thing. Because, anybody can, become an investigator eventually. But to become a doctor, you need at least 13 years of college for that, okay? And if you suffer from, mental health issues on your own, that doesn't mean you understand everybody's issues, okay? So let's just stop with all the outrage. It's disgusting. Let's see, Joe B. I feel like Carter knows who BG is because Carter was asked, what do you want to say to BG? Carter says, they're watching. They're watching you. Yeah, I agree with that. But you know what? That's just one of those blanket statements. Carter says these open-ended questions that appeal to any type of personality. So if you're a negative person, it'll appeal to you. If you're a positive person, your mind will lead that direction. So he's not giving you any facts. It's kind of like when he says, oh, people will be shocked. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if it was a bum living in some canal that did it. I'm going to be shocked. And so is anybody that knows this whoever this vagabond is running around killing kids. Anybody that was whoa. What's up, CD? Man, I'm getting some lag all of a sudden on my end. It's crazy. Yeah, and it wouldn't be hard to test it out on your own. Think about it. Take your phone and maybe place it on the other end of the creek, put it on speaker, or maybe take a microphone or something and put it out there, and then go down the hill and around the Weber, around the bend to the back end of the Weber property, kind of like what Randy and Greeno did, and just start screaming. And if your microphone doesn't pick anything up, like that's a decent spot. And especially somebody that drives past right there every day from work, on your way home, if it's late at night, you could stop and you could run all these tests. Nobody's going to be out there. Nobody's watching you. Like, we just don't know what happened. Gifter Photo says JP was there that day. His upload pics before the changed dates was the day of the murder. JP also had a car parked by the cemetery. JP was on the bridge before, during, after the murder based on his own statements. Yeah, that's all I care about. I already knew he was there the day before. Why? I don't know. Originally, he admitted to being there on the 25th. Why? He says to help with the investigation. And then he admitted to being there the day of, parking, crossing the Freedom Bridge, seeing two girls, and then left because he didn't want to creep them out. You can say what you want to say, but that's enough for me to pay very close attention and to do anything I can to get to the bottom of that information. That's disgusting. It's highly alarming. Yeah, very similar. I wouldn't say it's like him. He has a really kind of like a wider nose, but it's pointy. It reminds me of a Norwegian nose. Because I'm Norwegian, I kind of have like a Norwegian nose. Norwegians have big noses. Norwegian and part German, so that's kind of what his nose reminds me of. Bit of a mutt. So it's all Spanish, German, and Norwegian. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Grunge Truck. So imagine if you're cyber stalking this girl and you're having some type of make-believe relationship with her, and then you see this Anthony Shots guy pop up. You're like, what the hell? She might be doing inappropriate stuff. Nobody's judging. I was 14. You can say what you want to say. People are people. We're all human. He could have seen something like that we, from a judgmental perspective, would consider questionable. He could have felt some type of way. That's when he decided to spring his plot. And he may have even known this person, tried to set him up. I mean, you can't try to think like somebody that does something that you would never, ever consider. Like something caused this person to start down that path. It's kind of like when you're hiking and you see the regular path. You see it's nice and you see a lot of nice people walking on the path. They're waving at you. Then you look to your left and you just see this jagged cliff. Some people are going to go down that jagged cliff. I don't freaking know why. And most of the times they plunge to their death. But the rest of us, we just kind of move along. Sometimes we stop at that jagged cliff and we say, hey, this is that cliff, those crazy people fell off of or decided to try to climb or run down. That's these people. These are the jagged cliffers. We don't know. Causing them to do what they're doing, it also means that they're going to do a lot of other things, that we can't explain or that make sense to us. But it's also going to be the reason they get caught. I don't know. Maybe. If he did, I just don't know why he would even put himself there. It's possible. I mean, I'm telling you, the guy said I was there at the trails at 3:00 to take photos before I went home. I saw two young girls, and I left because I did not want to creep them out. Now, if you're somebody who's looking into the Delphi case and you just ignore that, I just cannot take you seriously. Like, I'm sorry. Like, at all. I've considered that it's a cry for attention. That's fine. But you don't just say that that's what it is. I mean, this dude could have killed two girls. It's very possible. Yep. Each photo does. And then you got people like, oh, these are both, it's two criminals. It's just so confusing. It's like, no, one is done from DNA. That's why they say they had it on the 17th, because it's a representation of the DNA that they knew that they had on the 17th. That sketch only represents the DNA. The DNA and the sketch are one and the same. Whether you can create the sketch at that time or not, if you have the DNA and you have it singled out that it's not the family's DNA, I don't know if that's possible in 4 days or 3 days, but if it is possible, that's what happened. Digital says, if Carter doesn't know who did, why would he say we would be shocked when we find out who it is? Yeah, we were just talking about that. I mean, me personally would be shocked if it was anybody. I would be shocked if they said some crazy animal came in and did this. I would be shocked. You could tell me it was anybody in this world, and I'm going to be shocked by who did this. I'm sorry. It could be anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Garrett Kurtz. I would be completely shocked. Not only just by the fact of knowing who did it and the fact that we finally are able to get justice, but I mean, I'd just be shocked. This whole time, we've been talking, seeing this guy talk and mentioning his name. He's been involved in other murders, and he's the bridge guy. Like, shocking. It's just another blanket statement. Yeah, Dan, he did, and I don't know why. It's one thing to disagree with me about something. That's fine. I disagree with people all the time. But I'm not going to allow you to paint me as somebody like trying to get somebody to commit suicide. Like that's almost like calling me a murderer. You know, like you can't get together with like 2 or 3 other people on YouTube and start going around in some type of organized attack saying, "Oh, he's going to draw Sleuth is going to make this guy kill himself." Like like that's horrible. Like why would you accuse me of that? Like that's worse than anything. So for somebody to paint me in that light, like I forgive people and I've forgiven for that, but I mean, I'll never forget it. And I'll never forget the people who supported that. You know, I never attacked the guy. I never attacked JP. If anything, I gave him the platform he needed. Let me do something here real quick. Some things I can't do from StreamYard, so I have to like travel over to the YouTube realm and make some changes. There we go. Okay. Oh man, I forgot what I was going to say. I think it had to do with one of your comments. Let me read through the comments and I might remember. Oh yeah, it was essay. She said Gifter has some interesting comments. Let's see. So gift photos. JP also has ways of manipulating data. Credit to Carter and the FBI. They used an Israeli company to out-tech a techie, and that is how they got Anthony Schott's account. I don't know about all that. I'm not sure. I have a slight grasp on the technical realm, but nothing, nothing scientific or mathematical. I'll tell you that much. Yep, it's my understanding he had one on Monday at 5:30 his time. Hasn't been heard from since. I know, Kathy. You know, it's like a dude's a grown man, and you got young people out here like trying to diagnose him through a computer screen, and then you want to give me shit? I'm like, what the hell? It's crazy. Trying to say I'm trying to drive somebody to suicide? Like, you can't go around saying that, man. That's fucked up. Because what if he did do something like that? Like, how would that be my fault? I just don't get that. To me, it makes me feel like maybe somebody, whoever's accusing me of that, it might be because they're going through their own situation, dealing with their own. Maybe those are their thoughts. So you got to be careful with those people too. Why doesn't JP ever call in anymore? I'm not sure. I sent him a few emails. I sent him $10 one time, any money, and he needed coffee. And he was being nice enough to email me. So I said, I'll send you $10. So after our interviews, he actually sent me the $10 back. Kind of, I don't know what that was. It's kind of like a statement maybe. But I refunded it to him. but that's the last time I ever heard from him. I think I emailed him twice. Kind of told him like everybody was trying to make him a victim, telling him he's like a little victim and he's just crying for attention. But he never replied. Robin Moan asked, did the lady that did his phone interview try to call him? She said in an interview she wanted to follow up. I'm not sure. I haven't asked her. I know that she's in contact in her own ways, and I don't want to hinder that. I just appreciate the work that she's doing. And I can't wait to, hopefully she'll be on my YouTube channel on a live stream Sunday, like around 7 p.m. Pacific time. Dead Academy. And I don't know if she wants me to give out her actual name, so I need to wait and talk with her a little bit. But yeah, she's amazing. She's really nice. Thought she did a really good job. I kind of understand why you have to approach things from a certain angle. Kind of makes the interview sound strange. But we are hitting the 1 hour mark. So that's kind of where I wanted to kind of start winding down. So I'm going to start hitting all these questions. I know I've been neglecting them. If you have a question that I missed, I've been kind of spaced out here, I'll get to it. I'm a trained psychologist. Your interview with JP was done well and in good taste. Thank you. See, I'm not trained, but I know that I'm not a hurtful person. I was just trying to be careful. I wanted to get the information that I needed to. And most importantly, I wanted to report. As amateur of a journalist as I was, that's what was happening. That was news. I was trying to bring you some news. As amateurish as you might consider it, that's what was going on. So you can judge me, but you're not going to go around and organize a group against me saying that I'm trying to make somebody kill themselves. Like, how dare you? How dare you say something like that? And then act like you said nothing or act like you're innocent. I don't need you to admit to anything. I've already forgiven those people that did that. But I'm not going to tolerate it. Yes, Jenny, we see your comments, even though you're going to say something stupid on behalf of Unroyal. So go ahead and do it. All the negative people stick together. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, I know that. I understand that. But if you go around telling people that I'm trying to get somebody to suicide and they go around and actually commit suicide, like, do you know how awful that would be? We're doing like sides of innocent, which you don't see me doing, unless it's somebody that's like lives, by the bridge or who was there around 3. Then yeah, I'm going to look at it, but I'm not going to say that the bridge guy or whatever. I say, hey, let's look at him. Let's vet him together. What, you got something to say? Say it. Yeah, me too. And I don't blame law enforcement. I mean, I blame HLN for kind of leading people on. But I mean, it was nice to kind of hear from Keegan Kline, get a chance to listen to his voice, get the timestamp on that video. It's kind of strange with the 213 and the 213. You know, it just leads doubt. It's like, are you guys screwing up on the timestamp? Are you saying that that's the date? Or like what is it? It's like this numerology shit. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, I would shit too. But it would be better if I just didn't see him on social media and didn't hear him. You know? Because word is the only reason he goes on social media is to torment people that are close to him. So all the weird shit that we see, it means something to the people that are near him. It's kind of like a reminder, hey, I'm watching you. I was glitching for a minute. It seems to have gotten better though. As real as it gets, ignore those haters and posers. You know, I try. No, I really try. It's not that easy because I want to give people the benefit of the doubt and I want to look at the positive side of things. But the truth is, people are snakes and they really just want something from you, or they want your platform, or they want to use your platform and try to control you to try to push things that they want. Like there's people out here that get really aggressive. You know, even some of these creators, they come as your friend, they come acting as your friend. And then before you know it, they're really just psycho sleuths. That's all they do all day. They sleuth, and they go down a million different rabbit holes, none really pertaining to anything of substance, you know, and then they want you to join along. But when, you know, personal time and personal space to me is extremely important. So when I say, hey, look, I need my personal space, like I have a family, you know, my family gets the majority of my attention. All my spare time comes to Delphi, golf, airsoft, occasionally working out with the punching bag, you know, maybe go on a bike ride, go on a little vacation. You know, it's either work, family, or that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't do anything. I don't go out. I don't fucking, you know, I smoke a lot of pot. Yeah. I live in a state where it's legal. And on top of the fact that it's legal, I also have a medical prescription for it, which gives me all kinds of rights. Like, you know, I grow it. I'm allowed to grow it. You know, I'm allowed to do whatever I want with it. It's legal. So you goddamn judgmental people. There I go on another tangent. All right, let's take a look. Sandra Christensen, even if he's only that he is suffering from anxiety or anything else, he was reaching out. He may well be innocent. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like if his goal is to get attention, or he is the bridge guy, those are the two things. Either he wants attention or he's the killer. That's a 50-50 split for me. And on one hand, he is the killer, he gets attention, he goes to prison, possibly faces the death sentence. If he's not the killer and he's seeking attention, guess what? He gets his attention and possibly connected to resources that might help him. Where do you see any treachery in that? I just don't understand. So there is no treachery. It's a personal attack against me, you know, using JP as the virtue signal. It's happened, you know. I don't know. It seems like the more success a channel has, you know, when you're yourself and your channel is being successful and people are out here trying to be like little dancing monkeys in front of a screen, you know, people get frustrated by that. That's frustrating. Oh, let's go all the way to the bottom. We have a super chat. Let's take a look. Andrea Delph with a $5 super chat coming right to the top of the list. Have you ever watched the Monster Under the Bed podcast? He has talked about the transcript that has a lot of info about the murders. Yes, I have. I like that podcast. I was watching it right before this. I came live. Yeah, that's a really good podcast. The guy's really chill. No, he doesn't try to, you know, do anything, I guess I don't know what the words I'm looking for. He's not like perpetrating. He's just like, he's reporting on the information and doing the best he can. He does a good job. Definitely subscribed. I don't think JP is the bridge guy, in my opinion. He's trying to get information while pretending to give information. Yeah, he could just be enjoying being a part of like the conversation. But there's certain things that he does that just throws me off. Like him acting oblivious to the fact that he was like a person of interest late 2019, early 2020s. And how he's just completely oblivious of the case and all this stuff. It's stuff like that that throws me off and just still makes me cautious of what he's trying to do. Redhead9 says, at the end of each day, we have to remember that this is to help Abby and Libby get justice. People need to stop using it as their own personal shit. Let's get this done. Exactly. The only reason I even created a YouTube channel was for the Delphi case. I truly believe in my heart, and as delusional as it may be, that I could help. Law enforcement, and I'm not saying at all that we're any type of law enforcement or trained investigators, but I mean, there's certain things that we can be helpful at. All these eyes, we're sifting through all this information. Some of us enjoy doing that. Some of us enjoy sifting through information, putting puzzle pieces together and finding something that might be meaningful. So if any one of us can do that, and some have done that, in other cases, there's been some armchair sleuths that have actually helped solve cases, cold cases. Jenny DeWitt, I don't hate you, but you like to pick sides of people and shit on the people who are on the other sides. So I don't like that. And your little attitude that you've been having coming in here based off of Unroyal's opinions about me, that says a lot about you. So that's all I meant. You want to come in and act a certain way, you're going to get called out. Don't act a certain way, you won't get called out. Yeah, that's very possible. I actually had a undercover police officer reach out to me to my email and asked me if I had considered that, and asked me if I would like to do a show about undercover police work with some sources. And I said, yeah, but it would take time for us to kind of talk and give me a chance to vet you and check your credentials and things. And it's not rude to check somebody's credentials when they tell you that they're a police officer. I mean, what kind of fool would you be if you were just like, oh, you're a cop? Okay, let me go ahead and let you put these handcuffs on me and take me into this dark back road here. What kind of idiot would I be if somebody, So a lot of people gave me shit when I was asking CD for his credentials. It's like the only person that understood was CD. Everybody else got their panties in a bunch. Like, it was disrespectful. Now, what kind of asshole would I be if I'm over here saying, oh yeah, let's listen to our law enforcement expert here, and then this dude's not even law enforcement? What kind of a schmuck would I be to do something like that? So man, it's just all this sideline spectator bullshit that now that I see it and know what it is, I just, boom, it's nothing. What are you talking about, Adam? You already have a channel. I watch your videos all the time. You don't have a channel. You have a great channel. I think I even showed your video one time. I think I showed a video of yours where you were mushroom hunting or something. If I go out there to Indiana, I'm going to have to see what's going on with this mushroom culture. It's legit. People don't play around with their mushrooms. Oh, Charlie's asking about what's going on with Unraveling. I don't know. We used to sleuth a lot together. Eventually he started just messaging me way too much. I told him, hey, look, man, you need to chill. He got offended by that. And something about making him a moderator on my Facebook group, he took it as like by me making him a moderator, and he was really only one of like 3 moderators. Like it was his duty to run the channel, and because I wasn't there, he had to be there, and it was his responsibility. So I don't know why he took that on. I just gave him the moderator in case anybody fucked with him. He could just be like, "Hey, well, you're blocked." I didn't give him like a job. So I don't know. He didn't communicate with me. And then I had like a little falling out with Graz, and then he just kind of took his animosity and then took the beef that I had with Graz, which we worked out. Me and Graz talk all the time. We were talking today about everything. He's like, what the fuck's going on? So he's not trying to get involved in all that. He's trying to stay neutral. Me and him are cool as hell. I'm sure we'll be good friends again, over time, and we can kind of build up that trust again. And a lot of it was my bullshit. I don't put up with shit. You know what I mean? Like if I catch you talking about me, I'm gonna call you out. Because I don't go around talking about people like Adam Thompson and My Charlie and Sandra Christensen and Here for Chat and Redhead 9. Like if I went over to another chat and was like, Redhead 9, blah, blah, it's talking all this shit, and then I come over here, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I love your channel and love being here, and you're so awesome. And then I go over there lurking on another channel, and you're like saying mean things about me. I'm just gonna block you. So all these people that are running around saying, oh, Sleuth blocked me and Sleuth is blocking me and he's blocking everybody that disagrees. No. If you got blocked, it's because you directly said something that was really fucked up about me because you thought I wasn't there. So that's about as far as my drama goes. I'll block you and walk away. That's it. I don't need to talk to you about it. I don't need to make a big deal about it. But some people get really butthurt when you do that. They cry about it. Oh, he blocked me, blocked me. So what? Get over it. Don't be an ass clown and you won't get blocked. Oh, here we go. Jill knows what's up. Yeah, what's up, Jill? Tell me about this mushroom culture. I mean, and you too, Adam. Let's see. Adam's talking about too. I've mushroom hunted for 34 years. Never never found. That's bullshit. I've seen you find them. Dude, I'm telling you, I watch your videos. I watched your video of the kayaking and you're like getting mushrooms. That shit was cool. Yeah, what was that? I made this video. Here, let me play that video. Let me see if I can load it up right here. This is the video that this Maria person, like I really don't know this person. She's always on Graz's channel, and that's how I know her. That's it. I don't talk to this person. So she's obviously going through something. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll play the video that caused this person to freak out and then like completely spaz out and say that I was threatening them. So let's take a look. I don't know if I can load it up here. Might have to play it live. Nope, it won't let me. So let me share my screen. Yeah, and this video did take me forever, but it was just kind of like a goof video. It took me like 2 days to make. All these people were making these videos about the sketch, and they're just merging the sketches, and I kind of pointed out the fact that nobody was really getting to the heart of the confusion. And I said something like, the other creators didn't mention this or something. And she literally thought I was talking to her. I never even seen her video. Crazy. So let me get past a little intro here and share my screen. No, it's all good, Jenny. Like, I understand Royal's your boy and you want to ride for him, but I didn't do nothing to that dude. So you're welcome here as long as you don't come talking shit on his behalf. Like, I got no problem with you, but I've just noticed your behavior over the last few days. I can't handle negativity. It's like if I can control it and all it takes is me to hit like a block button and the negativity goes away, like I can't resist that. So if you don't want to be blocked, don't be negative. Like it's really simple. Don't blame me is all I'm saying. I don't want negativity, and blocking somebody makes it just so convenient to get rid of the negativity. Oops, sorry if that was loud. Punched my microphone there. What's up, sweets? Yeah, Mark Johnson. I think I'm venting a little bit. I'm just so sick of it, but I learned some lessons, you know. Um, I think I think May will mark my 1 year as a YouTube creator, and I've learned a lot. You know, one thing I've learned to be careful is people that come to you like with smiles. You know, you got to be careful. You got to be aware of that. Well, let's watch this video. Even though it took me forever to make, really it was just a goof video and my take on the whole two sketches. So anybody who hasn't seen it, this is what got some people's panties in a bunch today. Let's take a look. Oh, I don't hear anything. Let me stop sharing and see if I need to share it with audio. What the hell? Can you guys hear that? Shit ain't working. Let me pull it up on YouTube. Right here, let me play it right here and see if I get some audio. Yeah, see, I'm getting audio here. That's weird. Let's try this again. That's really weird. There we go. I don't know why I did that. I've noticed a lot of videos coming out merging the young and old bridge guy sketches, seeming to take Doug Carter's words literally. I want to get to the heart of the confusion. These details were missed by other creators. These recent videos and confusion stemmed from statements like this.
That was a very significant shift for us. And we had fully anticipated the criticism. But remember, a sketch is not a photograph. And I think eventually what we'll be able to do is put the face of the murderer up in between those two sketches, and we'll be able to merge them together and become one.
If law enforcement meant literally merge the sketches, they would have done this for us. I'm going to explain exactly what they meant. And I'll use only 2 facts about this case to explain it.
I am curious about the sketch on the screen, Sergeant, because the grainy picture doesn't show the face, but there were witnesses, if I'm not mistaken, who were able to lend information that got you to the sketch. Can you tell me a little bit about the witnesses? Where did they come from? What did they see?
I don't want to go into great detail, but they were near or on the trail. We have several sketches, but we've identified some of the people that they sketched. One of them was Mike. After when they were
Hey, I was out there looking that day. I mean, when
they
phone
called the
calls
police.
came in.
Yeah, let me clarify that.
So if Mike Patty and Bridge Guy combined equal the older sketch, that's going to be our fact number 1.
We really have 2 sketches. One that is older and one that is newer. The newer one coming from new information that was generated, new technology is what they told us.
It's a new technology that creates what a person looks like just by using a sample of DNA. Albuquerque police had never used it before, and when they did, it helped detectives crack a nearly decades-old cold case. News 13's Marissa Lucero.
So fact number 2, DNA phenotyping and genetic profiling were used for the Young sketch. So we're going to go ahead and break this down. So let's say that we have 4 witnesses. Okay, let's say 2 out of the 4 potential witnesses actually see Bridge Guy. And the other 2 potential witnesses saw Mike Patty or other searchers. Now, after investigators received all the information on what was seen, they came up with this, the older sketch. Now, the only problem with this older sketch, and we all know that Bridge Guy most likely had his bottom half covered somewhat, is we need to get rid of Mike Patty's features or his part in the sketch. So if Bridge Guy was covered, I think we should use what his genetic profile said, and we'll include the lower half. I think this is something closer to what we need to be looking for. Witnesses would have seen the eyes of Bridge Guy, and DNA will tell us the rest. So I hope this explains some of the confusion. Thank you so much. That's interesting. Yeah, so that was the video somebody requested me to put up. Like, it was a short and simple video, but it really took a long time. Like that stuff where you see the Bridge Guy walking on the bridge. That took forever. Had to do it like frame by frame. So Adjusted Fate says, Sleuth Intuition, did you see Marvelous Marvin, Randy Gravitz, a guy named Shane, and Harvey Carroll Jr. are talking flannel shirt guy? Is BG with motive being Ron Logan's land? And something about gold in Deer Creek. Damn, that's crazy. Well, nobody could ever own the Deer Creek. Pretty sure it belongs to Delphi or the county. I'm not sure. But nobody in that area owns Deer Creek. It's public property. But maybe on the land? I could see that. especially if you're like a historian and you know what's going on and you're not trying to give away your cards. You know, you be real patient. I just don't know how murdering 2 children would get somebody to leave their land. Yeah, that's that. The young sketch, if I'm right, is a representation of the DNA. So that young sketch isn't a sketch based on anything other than the DNA. There's no other source for it. So if they had the DNA singled out by the 17th, there's your sketch. Well, I keep seeing this interview. M. Sleuth, why didn't Carter ask for tips during any of the latest interviews? I mean, they got enough tips. I mean, somebody made a comment earlier. It was brilliant. They seem to be frustrated by Carter trying to generate new tips when they haven't even gone through the tips that they have now. So, I mean, them not asking for tips, yeah, kind of seems suspicious. Like, all they need is tips on the Anthony shots so that they can close the deal. And that's what it seems like. I mean, if you're thinking that Keegan Kline and Anthony shots tying Keegan Kline to the murders, if you're thinking that, you should be. You know, that's the most likely scenario. But the type of person I am and the sleuth that I am is if he is the person, he's already in prison. Law enforcement's already been able to tie him to the crime. They're just looking for whatever needs to get him convicted and ensure he spends the rest of his life in prison or faces the death penalty. That's fine. There's no work for me to do there. But if it's not Kline, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And you got to remember, cops aren't doing this shit for free. When they're off the clock, they're off the clock. You know, we do this for sport. We do this out of the kindness of our heart. And we do this as a hobby, and we choose to spend our spare time productively. Now, a lot of law enforcement finds that resource invaluable because as a cohesive unit, as a collective, I mean, think about the work that we're doing. Like, we're doing the grunt work, really. We're kind of sifting through photos, you know, Facebook stalking these people. And that's what law enforcement does. If you guys don't believe that, then you're confused. Yeah, it was done, I believe, on the 17th. Just a few days after the crime. They had it available. You're 100% right. I'm not arguing with you. What I'm saying is that I've agreed with that statement for a long time. But now I'm believing that that sketch comes 100% from DNA. And they could have very well had the DNA on the 17th. So when they say, yeah, it was generated on the 17th. And if the sketch is a representation of that DNA, that's what they're referring to. So you might need an expert or somebody that knows what they're talking about to say how long it would take to kind of decipher what DNA belonged to the family, what DNA belonged to the friends, what DNA belonged to the to the girls, and what DNA was unaccounted for. If they can have that done by the 17th, that will completely explain why they said that sketch was available at that time. Because it's just a representation of DNA. That's all it is. It's a picture of what that DNA code is, or what it tells us. According to phenotyping and genetic profiling. The one thing it doesn't account for, so if you take somebody's DNA and you assume based off that DNA what somebody's facial features might be, it doesn't account for lifestyle though. So I mean, you see Keegan, I mean, the dude, his weight seems to fluctuate. So who knows? Maybe somebody in his family's in really great shape and they have a really slender nose and a slim face. But because of the way he's lived his life, he just doesn't look like that. Oh no. Anna Lisette says, gosh, my area has been under snow and ice and freezing fog for 2 months. But now spring is coming. Geese are mating in the island on the island in the river. Flocks of birds are migrating north. Good. Yeah, it's warmed up a little bit over here, but I have nothing to complain about. So I feel for you. Yeah, if Ron Logan had anything to do with this, he would have been in prison for it. I mean, the dude would have left a trail. Thank you, Colette. Yeah, I figured it was time to go live. I was just spending most of my time doing some editing, learning how to use the software. And my computer, I just need a new computer. This one's just too jumbled up. I mean, it works really well and the processing is really good, but just no storage. Adam Thompson, I always thought maybe the person wasn't in the system until 2019, until he committed another crime. Or he was a teenager. That was his first crime. You know, you got to think we have all these serial killers, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Son of Sam, all these crazy, the Boston Strangler. All these people started with the first crime, The only problem is after that first crime, they just get better. I don't want spring yet. I want the snowpack. Sick of perpetual fire season. Yeah, for real. Then it'll melt. Melt nice and slow. Yeah, me and Harvey have talked privately a few times. He talks about and he's not wrong, but if it ends up being, the flannel shirt guy or something along those lines, regular police work's going to find that, they're looking if that's even at all possible that it's McCain, they're looking at that possibility. There's nothing I can do. He already puts himself at the trail. I can't do that. It's already done. It's impossible to put him at the murder scene. That would implicate him in the crime. There's nothing to do with flannel shirt guy. There's absolutely no sleuthing to be done. He was there. Everybody's seen him there. We all know he was there. Only thing left is to prove that he committed the crime. There's nothing else I can do on my end. Other than image work, which Harvey is doing. So, yeah, if he says there's matches, I would have to agree with him. There's a lot going on with these images, though. A lot that even Harvey's not taking into consideration, in my opinion. And most likely a lot that I haven't. So, the fact that he spends time with it and he learns it and learns what he's looking at is more than I can say for a lot of people. Like, that's real work. Like spending your hard-earned money, because time is money. So if you're spending your time, your hard-earned money, trying to help with this case, like what? How could you fault somebody for that? Ophelia Payne, thank you so much. I love having you here in the chat. I like talking with you. Yeah, 20 hours later. Then witnesses had to think back if they saw any creepy, suspicious guy. All hindsight for what it's worth. Yeah, that's tough. Everybody knows, you can be told something 5 minutes from now or 5 minutes ago, and you would hardly remember the majority of what was said. especially when you're not trying to. Like, I don't know who I passed on the way to the mailbox. You know what I mean? I don't know who I passed at the grocery store. Sometimes I do a little test, like a car will drive by, and then I'll test myself. Like, okay, what was the people wearing? What was the driver wearing? What was the passenger wearing? What was the license plate? Just for the hell of it. I'm weird like that. I have fear that in a time when it'll matter the most that I won't be ready. So I do weird little things. Stupid, I know. Just want to be prepared. I want to be helpful. Let's see. We're getting ready to get out of here. So I'm going to take these last few comments. The sketch was generated by DNA. They would have released hair color, etc. They did. They said reddish brown. And 3 days isn't enough time to get DNA sent back from the state crime lab. I don't think it went to the state crime lab. I think it was expedited. And you don't have to run DNA to know that you have DNA. Oh yeah. Gotta keep using the old noggin. I used to be really bad at memorizing numbers. You know, when you smoke a lot of pot, you just automatically assume you're bad at memorizing things. That's not the case. It's like a muscle. You have to flex it. You got to work it out. Yeah, I would start by, if you have a bad memory, I always start by trying to memorize 4 numbers. You know, memorize 4, then you memorize 5, then you learn how to memorize 6, then you go to 7, to 8, 9, 10. Parabon does the phenotyping. Yeah, I would really like to hear from an expert, because the information that I have is you can identify that you have DNA within 48 hours. Now, I'm assuming it'd have to go to a lab for maybe weeks to identify, you know, to work on the DNA. Jill, there's always drama lurking. It's always there. But I'm glad it's not sticking its head out of the bushes. Like around 25 or 30. That seems smart. That seems like the age group. Like if you bounced one way or the other, you're still kind of right there. Phenotyping. Sorry. I'm still going to say phenotyping. Let's see what Anna's talking about. Anna Lisette, Lizzie Borden's uncle remembered every description and numbers he saw on a streetcar on his return to the murder scene. Many think this was suspicious. Yeah. It's suspicious, but some people, they have photographic memories. I had a friend, if I needed anything memorized, boom, I would just ask him. I'm talking weird stuff. Like his IQ is just out of control. Smartest dumb person I ever knew. Callie, what's up? When he had a big fire where I live, they had a DNA van come out and identify remains of people who burned in the fire. They identified remains within 24 hours. About 100 people burned to death. But there you go. See? Some information for you. All right, we're at the 140 mark. Let's go ahead and do 5 more minutes. Yeah, that's horrible. My mind immediately like blocks it out. 100 people dead? Nope, didn't happen. It's not real. Kathy, you're welcome. You know, and as the channel grows, I gotta realize, you know, there's like a support system out there, and I'm gonna try to communicate better, like when I'm working on stuff and projects. You know, I'll just come report because I spend a lot of time on YouTube, and people are expecting me to come around. You know, and I want to stay involved, and I really like coming on YouTube, and I really like working on this case and trying to help. Hey, Crime Dive, I'm getting ready to head out here in about 3 minutes. Sorry about that. Diane, you earned it. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a merch giveaway. But I might want to do a couple more designs. Maybe get you guys to get involved a little bit. Jamie Irwin, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Great chat today, guys. Some good stuff. Kept it all drama free. Touched on some good topics. See what Anna's talking about. She's talking about the merch. Sleuth, do halter tops? I think I have a spaghetti strap top or something. No, yeah, it's not a spaghetti strap. Get to wear hoodies. Okay. Yeah, I have a few items that are kind of directed for you ladies. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll work on that a little bit better. Work on some designs, check with the wife and see what she thinks. You know, so I don't know, different body types. So I'm not sure what you guys want or what you're looking for. Because I like the support when you guys want to support me and you do the super chats and stuff. Like Jamie Irwin did. Thank you so much. That's awesome that you did that. So I appreciate that. And I also really like the when you guys go get merch and stuff, because it's cool. Like Ophelia, she sent me a picture of her with the hoodie, and I had a couple people send me pictures of their hats. I don't know, it just really feels good. And I want to put a video together. Once I get enough people sending me photos, I'll go ahead and put everybody that has the merch on, and it'd be pretty cool. Maybe we'll make a big deal about it. That's what I'm talking about, Tracy. You can't forget about the fluffers. I'm fluffy too, you know. That's why when I brought her my wife, she's not, you know, she's not fluffy. So I want to make sure I'm getting everybody's opinion. Thank you, Anne, for the super sticker. And you guys gave me a bunch of super stickers starting from December and then through January. And they paid me for that. Well, they're sending me money, apparently, YouTube. Sending me like a couple $100. So I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I already spent the money. I spent it on like a generic GoPro. It's like a waterproof one. So I'm sure I can do something with that. So, because I plan on getting out there, doing local videos, getting out to Delphi, or maybe even shipping my equipment, to somebody that lives in Delphi, and they can just hook up the equipment, go take some videos, and then just ship me back my stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Joe, we got a super chat. Thanks, man. Keep doing, bro. Thanks, Joe. Joe's always positive. He always comes in here with something nice to say. I really respect that. All these Debbie Downers and people trying to take from you and, judge you and tell you what kind of person you are. I'm like, you got to stay away from those people. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in what you're doing. If you're coming, you don't have to be outraged for the girls every time. Like, come on, this is a Delphi channel. I don't need to come on here and cry, for Libby and Abby. And I don't need to be like, oh, the girls. And I don't need to threaten to kill Bridge Guy and what I would do if I got my hands on him or something, No. If I can help and if my work helps in some kind of random, slight, smallest possible way, that's all I'm trying to do. That's all I could ever wish for. Oh, we got another super sticker. Thank you, Anna. I really appreciate that, guys. So if you're in Delphi and you want to go take some photos for me, shoot me an email. I'll send you this camera that I got. And you can attach it onto a hat or whatever, chest rig, hold it in your arms. Maybe you can go take some photos for me. You ain't got to do nothing but go out there. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Like I said, I'm still basically a rookie. Oh, super chat. Thank you, Y. Oh my God, your logo is making me go to another realm. Kind of reminds me of old school MTV. Might be showing my age on that one. Thank you so much, Anna. All right, I'm going to get out of here before anybody gives me any more money because I don't know what to do with it. I bought a knockoff GoPro with my other super chats. You guys don't want me doing stuff like that? Let's come up with a plan, and then we'll start doing super chats. All righty, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody who participated, stay away from the drama. Don't go around talking shit to people and bullying them because you may not like their responses. But I really appreciate everybody that showed up. I think I'm going to do this again tomorrow. We'll see if we can keep doing this. This was like a nothing on the plate type of discussion, and it seemed to go well. So I appreciate it, you guys. Take care.